and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey! Nobody can hear you, sir. Nobody can hear you. Nobody can hear you. Turn your thing up, man. Nobody can hear you. Welcome to this edition of the X-Fan Show.
Oh, there you go. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Welcome to the X-Fan Show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this crazy show.
The idiot.
That's the idiot.
I changed the studio. Did you see it? Did you notice that? I changed it a little.
Changed it a little bit.
I did. It's going to be something big come next week because I'm even going to change it up even more next week.
Really?
Uh-huh. You'll see. Don't worry.
It's Tuesday night, folks.
I might piss a lot of people off, but when do I ever care if I piss people off?
You do it all the time.
I know, right?
You do it all the time, man. Share
it. Welcome to the show. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I cannot complain. It is Tuesday night. I actually got a Tuesday where I can actually sit down and do this show today. So
yeah.
So I'm happy about it. How about yourself, man? You okay?
Yeah. I'm good. My arm's a little sore today.
Your arm?
What?
You say your arm is sore?
Yeah, so I got my little copper sleeve. It was, trying to show people how to do certain things, and I got a little sore. How's it going, Will? Oh, there's the hyena you knew she would be on. I wonder why she's on.
Yeah.
She's always on.
Yeah. Yes, Amanda, thank you for letting us know how good you are.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You'll be able to say that on Wednesday night when you check in with B-Hawk Live at 8 o'clock.
Right, yeah. Why she got to try to chime in on our stuff?
You know how things go.
We do have a special guest tonight, Lucas Dennis. Like I said, dude ghosted us last week because he got tied up in the playbook, which that's normal. That's what happens when you're an NFL player. Why are you laughing? It's the truth.
I know, because I'm laughing because of what happened last week. That's what I'm laughing about.
Well, I mean, listen, the dude got tied up in his playbook, which that's what I said. If you recall, Arlington, that's what I said that happened, is he got tied up in the playbook.
Yeah. Are they playing tonight? Are the Vikings playing?
No, they played the other night and got their butts handed to them. Kirk Cousins throws 2 interceptions. I mean, it's time that people realize Kirk Cousins is a bum and a loser and to quit being a fan of his.
So that means we're ready for the era of Jordan Ta'amu in Minnesota, right?
Hey, here's what all I got to say is don't say you're a true Vikings fan if you don't know who Carl Eller is.
Stop it.
That's all I'm saying.
Stop it.
I'm not even a Viking fan, and I know he was part of the Purple People
Stop
League.
It now. Stop it
133 and a half career sacks. Dude was a beast.
You went to go read his stats. You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody was.
Oh, I love when you admit to stuff. Yeah. A friend of ours, sir, saying wanted to say hello to you, you self-sophisticated idiot.
Who? Who's that?
You know who our friend is.
What friend? We have friends?
Oh, we have friends? We don't have friends?
I mean, I don't.
You don't? Oh, I cannot wait. And he said he was gonna watch the show tonight too.
I mean, do I have friends?
I thought you did.
I mean, you tolerate me. Barely.
You know what? And I wonder how I have to deal with this on a weekly basis.
Why Amanda keeps going, you're in trouble. Well, you know,
I don't know.
She don't know anything. I don't either. John Randall was a legend. Was an effing legend. You know.
The story has come out that we've had over 64, 65.
All I know is karma is. No, all I know is karma is coming.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Is it coming for somebody?
It's just coming in general.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Okay. So we got
let's get back. Who said I was a sophisticated idiot, first of all?
You know him. He's one of ours, man.
Who's one of ours?
Huh?
Who's one of ours?
I can't say. I'm not at liberty to say publicly. If he shows up, you'll find out.
Oh.
It's coming for dirty with his Minnesota Vikings. Hey, come on, man. The Vikings are already going 8-9 next year anyway. So I mean,
the Vikings would be lucky. Now listen, if the Vikings start Jordan Ta'amu, they will be facing the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl, because if you've noticed, who has been the singer of praise to the greatest XFL quarterback that there was last year in Ben DiNucci has been named the backup.
I hate you so much.
To Russell Wilson. So Russell, you're only one footstep away from sitting the bench, and the Nooch comes in, takes over, and takes Denver to the championship. That is right. DiNucci is the second stringer now, not the third stringer. Listen, he didn't fumble that ball. That ball was knocked out of his hands. That's it.
Yes, Flame Wingman. This is what I have to deal with. I have to deal with this DiNucci praise, man.
Listen, it's the truth. Welcome to the X Fan Show. I am the end all be all of nonsensical news.
You couldn't even make that make sense if you wanted it to.
I am the Stugotz of the XFL.
That's it, yeah.
I am the Stugotz of the XFL world. Welcome to the show.
That's what we have to refer to you from now on, the Stugotz of the XFL.
Right. And listen, if you bums haven't gotten your tickets yet, September 9th, scan the little barcode up at the top. Wild Sun Winery and Brewery, B-Hog Live, X-Fan Nation, doing Autism Speaks music with Big Papa G, September 9th, from 6 to 10 at Wild Sun Winery and Brewery. We have Trey Watson will be joining us there. Tickets are only $10. A portion of the proceeds go to Autism Speak. So if you're not a loser and you're not a bum, get your tickets.
Hey. Some tells me you're going to be like what Kevin says. Hey, he's saying just don't bring back that dance, but I think you're going to be doing it that evening.
The nooch, the nooch, the nooch, and nooch, and nooch.
I figured. There you go, Kevin. Sorry, he brought it back.
That's right.
You blame me for it. Fine. I'll take the blame for it.
Yeah, see, look, here it is. Kevin put it. Look at Kevin. Look at Kevin. Great guy right there. He put up the link from the Eventbrite. Click on the link. Get your tickets for the show. For the event. You know, Arlington, you know who else likes Ben DiNucci?
Who?
Arlington, Ben DiNucci is the greatest quarterback of all.
Not tonight. Not tonight. He's gonna come out here and do this mess today.
Oh.
I thought he was put to bed. I thought you put him to bed, man.
No. See, Amanda's a huge Ben DiNucci fan. She just doesn't want to admit it, but she is a huge Ben DiNucci fan. You know what I'm saying?
Can we say that on the air? I'm not going to say it.
What was it that the mayor said months ago about dirty swallows in regard to DiNucci? I don't know. We got to get the mayor on the show to find out what he said.
Weirdo. You're a weirdo, man.
We got to get the mayor on to find out what about that.
Does the mayor
Let's hope he's okay. Let's hope he's
okay.
okay. You know, you don't want to do wellness checks on somebody and then to, you know, and you don't hear from him for a while.
Stop it. All right. We have over 60 XFL signings now, man.
Yep.
60 XFL signings. And guess what?
Yeah.
I don't like it. I really don't. I really don't like it. I don't like it.
Well,
but
okay.
It's great for the XFL. It's great for the guys that are wanting to make an extra push on it. You know, seeing lately that Brian Hill just signed with the 49ers.
You do realize, Arlington.
What?
Look. You do realize. How many players were there on a roster? 53? Right?
Uh-huh.
That's a total of 424 players. Now you have 60 players.
Yeah.
I mean, that's only 7% of the league.
I get it.
That is signed with NFL teams.
I get that. But you
so
already
it's really
know.
not that bad of a big deal. Hey, listen, for all you Battlehawk fans, you should be happy that No Hands Butlers is back in with the Battlehawks.
See, now listen.
You should be happy. You should be happy.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this day because I already knew you had something to say.
Arlington, just look, I got to say this. Concede. Who said that Butler would be cut? Who said that? Just concede.
But not for the reasons because he just didn't have no hands.
It was because he had no hands. He faked a hand injury, and that's why he does it. Now, listen, if Butler has an open door policy to come on to the X Fan Live.
I just want him to punch you in the face.
The video cast that X out all the rest, right? He has a chance.
Hey, I just want
to come on this show.
If you see you, just come punch you in the face because you literally have a punchable face right now.
You know, it might make me look better. I got some bags going under my eyes because I'm not getting a lot of sleep.
I want to see him punch you in the face. If not, I definitely would do it.
No, Butler only played one. He played a few snaps, and he had a total of 17 balls thrown to him and only caught one.
You're lying. You are freaking
not lying. Not lying. One ball for 17 yards.
You are lying. You're lying.
That was it.
You just hate.
I'm glad that Hakeem Butler's back in the XFL.
You hate Hakeem Butler.
I'm glad he's back on the Battlehawks because now we have our number one receiver for A.J. McCarron to throw to. Right?
Why, you call him no hands again?
Yeah, listen, I think he might have gotten a little better in the NFL. But here's what's going to happen. Instead of having his first 5 balls dropped, he will only drop his first 2, and then everything else he'll catch.
This is what I have to deal with on the.
That's all I'm saying.
You are the biggest hater of Hakeem Butler.
Hey, listen. Here she goes. The queen goes. Haterade. It's not haterade. I just speak the truth. Speak the truth, Arlington.
So you say.
That's right.
So you say.
But listen. Well, you saw the interview with Mike Tomlin talking about the XFL and the USFL, saying how that these spring leagues are good for the developmental of players, of other players, right? So, I mean, like here, prime example, Brian Hill, he's going to be with the 49ers. You got DiNucci with the Broncos. You got Demarius Shepard with Chargers, right? You got Patrick, who is going to be right behind Derek, King Henry. So this is what it's about. And for these leagues, I mean, this is just basically a developmental league for the NFL. What it is.
See, and that's the crap that pisses me off with this. That is exactly
only 7%, Arlington.
And that's the crap that pisses me off.
So you're mad over 7%.
Hell yeah, I'll be mad over 1.
Listen, I mean, look, you should be happy. You're going to have Brandon Silvers back and Cole McDonald back there in Houston. They didn't get picked up.
Okay.
Did they?
And?
I'm just saying you won't have Kirkland because he got picked up and he's kind of balling out.
Yeah, he's actually doing pretty well.
He is.
He's doing pretty well. What is that?
Do you ever just smell your socks for no apparent reason, Arlington, to see if they stink?
Really, you doing that on this show right now? See, and then you wonder why people be talking crazy about you.
Well, they don't stink. I'll wear those tomorrow too.
You're just doing this stupid. You just do stupid stuff. Why? Why do you do these things? I swear, when I see you, I'm punching you dead in the face. So get ready. Get your face ready, because I am knocking your ass out. Knocking your ass out, and we're gonna video that too.
Right? Are we? Is that what we're gonna do?
I'm gonna video it. Yeah. Exactly. That's all my thing was. I just wanted to make sure they didn't have close ties with the NFL. But here we are.
Right, yeah.
But see, okay, we got there, like I said, there's over 60 players, so I think about 62. And they were saying about 100 players total in spring football. Yes. So it is true what they say, that spring football does work, and they getting players to come over and fill in spots over in the NFL. I'm really interested to seeing how they're going to handle with Abram Smith in Minnesota, because he has a good shot where he can actually make the team. I think so, but what do the coaches think?
Well, I mean, has Abram Smith really done anything in the Vikings right now?
That's the thing I'm afraid of. Like, give him a shot. Give him a shot at it.
Right? Yeah. He wants the good doctor wants to know, did Hill drop the contract? No, I don't know if he did or not. I know he signed it. He signed
with the 49ers.
Right? Yeah.
All the releases that they have on. Online. I see Sal Cannella is with the Seahawks. I seen Elijah Hamilton get signed with the Packers. Jawan Green with the 49ers. You think he fumbled? Oh, he's being funny. That's what he's doing.
Oh,
good doctor.
Abram Smith really didn't fumble a lot.
No, he's talking.
No.
He's talking about Brian Hill.
Oh yeah, Brian Hill did fumble a lot. I will say that.
That's another thing, Jared. I want to see if he makes the Bills too. I really want to see if he is going to make their roster. Hill equals fumble. Really?
So as of right now, he is still on. Abram Smith is still on the Minnesota Vikings team, and according to this, it looks like he's second on the depth chart.
Smith is?
Yeah, for Abram Smith.
Especially the way that they treat running backs these days anyway.
Right, yeah. Well, look right here. It's weird that all these players are coming into camp in the final week of the preseason are pretty much camp's arms. I mean, look, is it because a lot of these guys that are coming in late in the league, you got to figure they've already played in the XFL, right? So they're already somewhat football ready to kind of move in. I mean, as you've seen, as we've been following the Jacoby Tucker thing, he was with Atlanta, then got cut by Atlanta. Now
he's getting looked at. He's getting looked
at by the 49ers. So, I mean, good for him. I mean, hasn't played a snap of pro ball yet, and he's still getting looked at by NFL teams. So it's really going to be interesting in these last, because we're going into week 3?
Yeah.
Right? This is week 3. So it's really going to be interesting to see how this all works out. And you're right. The Falcons did pick up a lot of XFL players. A lot of them picked them up.
Like you said, you mentioned beforehand, Tomlin, Bill Belichick giving high praise to these spring football leagues, getting them football ready, to go before camp, and we're getting closer to the season. We got a couple of weeks before that opening game.
Yeah.
The Lions and the Chiefs. The Brahmasita.
There she is. There's Jackie.
The Brahmasita's here. You know the hyena's gonna be mad that I don't do that, but it's okay. Guess what? It's all good.
You know, and
Young Hoo Koo was actually in the AAF. He was in the AAF before becoming a Pro Bowl kicker with the Falcons. But still, it was the fact that it was a spring football league that got to get over it. It was the fact that Young Hoo Koo was in a spring league before he got, his opportunity to be with the Atlanta Falcons. So that
correct.
That is cool stuff. Like you get names like Luis Perez, who received any.
All right, let's talk about Luis Perez. Are you shocked that he didn't get picked up or even get a look at?
Yes and no. I say yes, I'm shocked because he's a good quarterback, and
right.
He definitely could help out somebody's roster if you put him on. No, because he's getting up there in age too. He's getting closer to 30, and they have a bunch of arms. There's a bunch of arms, exactly. What Jared's saying, Perez's age is a factor now. He's 28, 29 years of age. And if you're not coming out early, that's why I'm really surprised about guys like Josh Rosen not looking at, because we don't get a chance to see him play. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would love to see him in the XFL do his thing. I know somebody mentioned Cam Newton. I'm like, Cam Newton's not going to play in the XFL. But even though he's a free agent, he still can get, if he still want to play some football, go for it. You know what I mean? Jackie is talking about, did you read that? That you need to be checking?
I'm looking now. Where is it at?
Right.
Oh, there it is. I got it now.
Now you're seeing it? Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly, Flame Wingman. Perez has got many looks, and he already said that he doesn't want to be on the practice squad. See, there you go. So that means he'll come back too. And see, here's the thing about this guy, Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson, Baltimore needs as much help as they can get when it comes to the quarterback position, right? And they can get a guy like that. And of course, they got Tyler Huntley, who was a Pro Bowl alternate, right?
Right.
So as much as I wanted to see him there in the XFL, no, it's not happening. But there are a lot of arms that's already there, and it's like if they want to continue playing and they love the game and whatnot, there's no point of them, participating, being in the NFL. That's why I think Luis Perez is in a good place right now.
Right. Listen, we talked about this with the backup quarterbacks and all that stuff, right? Before, if it's really about are you doing it for the love of the game or are you doing it for the money? That's the question.
It's basically all it is.
So, like, here, prime example, Chase Daniels did it for the money.
Did he?
Well, I mean, listen, dude made $40 million over, a 13-year career as a backup?
I don't think he did it for the money. He just wanted to be there.
I think now, like right here, a guy like Cam Newton. If Cam Newton really says that he loves the game as much as he does, then he would possibly explore XFL or USFL options.
I seriously think, and I think I hate to even say this, I hate to even agree with you, but I think what happened after Super Bowl 50 just
mentally messed his mind up. I agree with you on that one. I completely agree with you on that one. Like here, I know we've said it, and I get it. I get that most players want the money and don't blame them. Give me that 500,000 plus a year, LOL. I get it. I get why you do it.
But here's guys want to play too.
Look, I know that I know I give AJ McCarron a lot of trouble on this show. Okay. But AJ has made it known he doesn't want to be in the NFL anymore. He's only doing this for his kids to see him play. And it doesn't help that his wife has a successful real estate business. And AJ made a buttload of money in his short where he stole paychecks like Sam Bradford stole paychecks.
No, that's different. That's way different.
Look, listen again, everybody. I get that it's about collecting money in the NFL. I get it. But like here, Prime example. Hey, listen, AJ's doing it. AJ's doing it for the 60 grand, putting his health on the line for 60 grand. That's why I have a lot of respect for AJ, because AJ's doing it because he loves the game of football.
And then to mention that 300 grand that he's talking about ain't even guaranteed.
Exactly. So, I mean, again, it's how do you want to do it? I get that the ultimate goal is to go to the NFL. I get that. I get it. But like here, prime example, a guy like Vic Beasley, Josh Gordon. They both said, I am more than happy with the XFL. More than happy than playing my 5 months out of the year. You know what I'm saying? More than happy with it. Because they've already gotten their money in the NFL. They just want to keep playing the game. That's all it is. And that's what I like. No, hey, listen, no, he stole it because he wasn't very good. That's why he stole it.
He stole it.
Same as Sam Bradford. He stole it too. Right, yeah.
Stole $50 million from the Rams, man.
Right. So again, I'm going to ask you, Arlington.
Okay.
If you have the chance, okay, of being a backup quarterback for the rest of your lives, right? Or you could be the greatest alternative alt-spring football quarterback of all time. Which one are you picking?
Yo, listen, that's tough. It really is tough. But man, if I want to be seen and I get a chance to play, and I want to showcase my talents, I'm going to want to play. And if that means playing in alternative football, then so be it. You know, and making a name for that. Okay, cool. And sitting behind a clipboard means you don't get to showcase anything. Everybody wants to sit back and be lazy and whatnot.
Yeah, like look here.
And you have to be ready when your name is called, whether as for in the XFL, more than likely your name is already called. You're gonna be out there playing anyway.
Right, yeah. Like here, prime example. If the XFL and the USFL would have been around, right? When Tebow was coming to the league. Think of Tebow could have been a superstar in the XFL. The superstar. You love him or hate him, his playing style fits the XFL. Like if Kyler Murray's smart because he's a terrible NFL quarterback, he should go to the XFL because he just stole $300 million from the Arizona Cardinals. Just saying. Just saying. So,
I mean, a lot of those NFL teams have backups in place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And luckily no, I can't even say that. No, it's not luck. He did work hard to get there, but but the way that it looked, it didn't seem lucky.
Who?
Ben DiNucci. He did work to get to be in that, or he's in a great position, you know, where he can easily be the backup behind Russell Wilson. And if Russell Wilson screw up in Denver, you know they're gonna be screaming for DiNucci to be the starter.
Well, listen, here's the thing. You know that he is gonna screw up because that's just Russell Wilson.
No, I don't know. This is
now
different.
Listen, you could tell where Russell Wilson's gonna throw the ball.
This ain't Nathaniel. This ain't Nathaniel being the head coach there in
Look,
in
right here.
This is different.
Like it or not, DiNucci was a playmaker.
I didn't hear and one thing I was surprised at when I was watching the game is hearing him scream as he done during the XFL games. I know they're not mic'd up like the XFL is,
right.
But even remember how much access that the NFL gives and stuff, you know, you would think you would hear that type of noise. Because I can hear Pat Mahomes when he's out there. I can hear Tom Brady. I can hear Aaron Rodgers.
This is the dumbest thing this might be the dumbest comment she's ever said. Who led the league in passing yards?
Okay. What are you getting at?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Ted. Exactly. Chase Daniels worked the backup job like a wizard. You know? Again.
Is it?
Is it really that much different? Is it really?
The reason why I say that is because you were like, well, they should. You would say, well, they should be in the NFL. Then you got to understand a lot of the coaches have what they have in mind, right? And thinking that that's what's going to make the team better, and potentially missing out on great talent that's overplaying in Austin alternative football.
Here's the thing with the NFL. The only reason why we say that the NFL is the end-all, be-all of football is because it's been around for 100 years.
Oh, it's more than just that. It's more than just that.
Okay. Come on. Like, look, you had great college football players. Okay? But they got to the NFL, but because the NFL is its own system and has its own way of doing things and coaches and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? That they say that's the only way you could be to be a quarterback, or that's the only way you could be to be a wide receiver. Do they really have the best players? The only reason why we say they have the best players is because it's because
they made the NFL.
Exactly. Dude, am I way off? Because here, prime example, for the longest time in the world's greatest baseball players didn't even come from the United States. As it came from the United States, it was either in Japan or Puerto Rico or Cuba. It wasn't until all those players that were playing and it finally opened up to an international level. That's it. No, the quarterback position hasn't changed in the NFL. Because if you look, it's starting to revert back to the pocket passer. It's starting to revert back to the pocket passer in the NFL. It hasn't changed. It's still the same as it always is.
You think so?
Really? The greatest baseball player in baseball today isn't even American. Isn't even American. He's Japanese. And for the longest time, through the late 20s, 30s, and when did Jackie Robinson come into the league? When did Jackie Robinson come into the league? He was the one that broke the barrier.
Right. 47.
When was that?
47.
47. They were all white guys. The greatest pitcher to ever play, Satchel Paige, didn't get to baseball till he was almost fucking 50.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. It's because it's an established league. That's why we say it is the end-all, be-all. And it's bullshit. It's not. It's not. There are enough talented players out there that can play. Dude, what is he saying?
He said they don't come from the U.S.
Right. Exactly.
So
hey, I love Nolan Ryan.
So here's my right. He's
so listen. So the only reason why we say football is the way it should be is because of the NFL. That's the only reason why we say it in the United States. The Canadian football's been around a lot longer than CFL's been around a lot longer than the NFL.
True.
And
at least the older versions, right?
Right. And there's a lot of great players up there, but because they don't fit the traditional American system football, they're not a good player. Shit, Warren Moon. If Warren Moon would have been in the league of football from the get-go, dude would have had over 80,000 yards. He'd hold every single record in the NFL. If you combine his CFL record and NFL record, he would own every single record in the NFL.
He had to play 5 years in the CFL just to get
what he did in 5 years. No other player has even come close to that in the CFL.
I understand. I actually agree with you when it comes to this, man. Like,
so I'm tired of this bullshit of the NFL is the only that's the best players in the world. No, that's because that's what we've been programmed to say, is that that's the best players in the world. Just like we're programmed to say that hockey is the best play. Shit, we see what happens when you put hockey, when you put all the best players in the world in Canada in the Olympics. They bend everybody over and shove their hockey sticks where the sun don't shine. and the Russians and all that. No, it's because we're American. We're the Americans.
Wait a
We're
minute.
the best.
Don't turn it. Don't turn it. But
That's all I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, man. Like, there are gems hidden that coaches don't know about.
Right, exactly.
That's the major thing. And that's why, see, and that's why you're making my point how I feel about the XFL being on its own. And it should be their own league. And
I agree.
It ain't like you're not really competing against the NFL. You're going to spring.
Now, see, hold on, Queen. Look, that was wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong.
That ain't true.
Because they still got great players before the USFL and the XFL.
And the XFL came around. Exactly.
They still had good players. Now, there were a lot of players that they missed on because they didn't fit their mold. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't fit their mold.
Hey, send him a link.
Who?
Send the good doctor a link.
Oh, so we got to deal with him? He's an idiot.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Wrong. I think he's saying that Amanda's wrong.
Oh,
that's what he's saying. But I'll send him a link to see if he wants to come on. So he won't come on. He ain't got the balls to come on.
Yeah, he want. You know he want to. You know he wants to.
I'll own him. He ain't coming on. I'll own him.
I think what happened. Yeah, I think what may have happened. He had that meeting again. That team meeting.
I think he got tied up with that playbook again.
That team meeting comes up. You know what I mean? And it happens.
Yeah. Look, this is X-Fan. This is X-Fan Live. I am one of the hosts. I am the co-host. Dirty. Right there is my partner in crime who joins me every Tuesday and Thursday. The one and the only.
We train Arlington Lane.
Right. Yeah, she definitely goes 0 to Karen in 60. That's for sure. We are the video cast that X out all the rest.
Hey,
you know,
listen. Oh, and let's not forget. And we, just haven't been a, discussion about, of course, XFL, the NFL, and I get that. That has been the mindset, and it's like you said, Dirty. They've been programmed to believe that.
Yeah,
it's been programmed, and I'm like. That
dude, I tell you, I watch
continuously go on, even with the whole thing with the NIL and all that stuff with college and whatnot. That's still gonna happen. Like even
honestly, we were talking last night. We were talking the other night. I was watching the CFL, and who did I say? I said, "Oh my God, he's in the CFL now."
I'm talking about Vernon Adams.
Yeah, a great player. Couldn't make it in the NFL because he didn't fit their system, but yet he's tearing it up in the CFL. Tearing it up.
It's all about
he's shitting lightning bolts out his ass. That's how good he is right now in the CFL.
It's what is believed in their minds, what fits them.
Right, yes.
And what fits them, and what they believe. And I'm like, there are so many guys that could be way better than the systems of the NFL. But they are who they are, and they're going to continue to be that way and stay programmed throughout eternity, throughout life. You know what I mean? It's never going to change. It's never going to change until the XFL that includes with the fans and the fans and all of that, making sure that they keep staying supported and potentially have better outcomes, better better pay? You know what I'm saying? Insurances and all that good stuff. That's why we got to continue with that. And I really hated that the fact that they called this stuff minor. But again, that's programmed because it's below the NFL. And they tried to do that back in the 80s with the USFL. And try to program it, hey, it's not us. And the USFL was his own professional spring football.
Here, I'll give you a prime example. I'll give you the prime example for the NFL. The prime example for the NFL. Okay. And how jacked up it is.
It really is.
How jacked up it is. You ready?
It really is an offensive word.
It's one name. One name. Kurt Warner.
What? Now you bring that in for what
Hold
reason?
on, I'm gonna tell you why. Because remember, what did he do? He tried out for some NFL teams and got cut, right?
Right.
Then he went to go stock the shelves up there in Iowa.
All right.
Then he went to the Barn Burners, this whatever their name is, right?
Barnstormers.
Barnstormers tore it up and then gets brought back to the NFL. Trent Green goes down, which Trent Green was a terrible quarterback anyways. Terrible quarterback, was never good anyways. I was glad that he blew out his ACL.
You're doing it on purpose.
No, seriously, I never liked Trent Green. And he's a terrible he's a terrible announcer, terrible color guy, just like Tony Romo's a terrible color guy with Jim Nantz. Borefest for those two idiots. But Kurt Warner was told, Kurt Warner was told he was never going to be an NFL quarterback. Wasn't good enough because he didn't fit anybody's system. But yet, Crybaby Vermeil saw something in him and gave him the shot. And then look, and he's one of the best quarterbacks to ever be.
I would say he did become a Hall of Famer. I will say that, but I get it. The rags to riches stories.
Right.
I get that. Yes. And those are always great. I love seeing that. Kevontae Turpin. I'm gonna give a shout out to him. USFL MVP last year, and he played with the Cowboys, became a Pro Bowl, which means that it can also happen for an XFL player. But at the same time, it's not gonna happen like you said earlier in the show. What, 7% of the league is in the NFL?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what? It's like it seemed like it's wrong to build a brand that won't. It don't have to compete against the NFL. It can thrive on its own, just being in the spring.
You're absolutely right. It could.
That's why you hear me talk about that all the time.
As much as everybody loves The Rock just wants to live out his baller TV show.
Okay,
and that's what he's doing.
If that was the case, then the same thing would have been said for Vince McMahon, living out his dream of not being an NFL owner.
The only thing Vince McMahon knows good is wrestling.
No, but my point is he would have been living out his dream not being an owner of an NFL team. So if you're going to sit there and trash The Rock, then you might as well trash Vince McMahon too.
I did. I just did. Vince McMahon only knows wrestling. Everything else Vince McMahon has done has failed.
Yeah, and look, Jared, I agree with that. They should send, but they're not. They're never going to.
Nope.
They literally separated, say, hey, if y'all gonna do this for us, fine, but we ain't putting no money into it. Y'all gotta do that on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes with any other league. That's not the NFL because there is a shield. To shield.
We told you back in October of 2021 when The Rock was on his plane and he had the XFL, and then right underneath it, you barely saw a little shield. Arlington, what did I say that was? Back in in October of 2021?
Whatever.
So answer the question. What did I say it was?
I gave you your answer. Whatever.
I said it was the NFL shield. Everybody said I was nuts. Said, Dirty, you're an idiot. You're a conspiracy theorist. You don't know nothing. You're a moron. But they were talking to the NFL. Look, I get why they're doing it, right? I get why they're doing it. I get that they're helping these guys live out their dream to get to the NFL. I get it, right? But you got to why? Because nobody listens to me. That's why. Nobody listens to me.
And they still won't, even after today.
No, here he is with his stupid Chiefs hat on. With his dumb Chiefs hat on. Just came off his great interview with EC3 for Review STL. I got one question. Good doctor, I have a question for you. When are you interviewing us for the September 9th event?
Give me a date, man.
You got to give me a date, clown. You're the one that's always busy.
I know I'm busy tomorrow.
All right, Thursday then.
Thursday works. Let's do it.
What time?
Let me think. Thursday, 5 o'clock?
Do 5:30. I can do 5:30.
5:30 works.
All right, here's the good doctor. You can follow him at reviewstl.com. He's an idiot Chiefs fan. I don't know why. He likes that bloody tampon Andy Reid. He's drinking out of his WrestleMania cup. You know.
Which one is
good
that?
Doctor.
Which one is that, by the way, good doctor?
This is 33.
Okay.
Which one was that one?
Orlando.
No, I'm wrong. New Orleans, 30.
Oh, New Orleans.
30.
No. It was Orlando, wasn't it?
No, 30 was New Orleans. We were there to watch The Undertaker
New Orleans.
get beat.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, let me see that cup. No, that's 34.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, that's 34.
Oh, it is because Rhonda's on it. You're right.
Yeah, Rhonda and AJ are on there. That's 34. We were there for that one, too.
Yeah.
We were there in New Orleans. Great city. New Orleans is a great city. All right, good doctor. You want to come on and make the case for the NFL?
There's no case to be made, man. It's
Because it's the Shield. That's the only reason why you're saying that.
listen, I will say this. The most exciting XFL game I saw this year doesn't even compare to an exciting NFL game.
You know, when you're only a year in, it's not going. It can never compare to that. You know
right.
it. You know that. You
That's
know
all
it can
I'm
never
saying.
compare. But
And-
that's why I was saying it could be its own separate thing. It don't have to really compete, or it doesn't even really need the help of the NFL.
No.
But also the fact that since they are partnering up with them, you finding hidden gems there in the XFL for the NFL is what I'm getting at. And they
So here,
bypassed
good
it.
doctor. Jared asked you this. He goes, did you watch that Orlando DC game where it was a back and forth game the whole
I
time?
watched a lot of the games. I did. You know that we talked about them.
Oh yeah, right.
But I'll just say, you know, there were exciting games like what was the Seattle St. Louis game?
Yep, I was there for that one.
The first time, right?
First
Yeah.
time, yeah. I
Yeah.
was at the second one. It was horrible.
Yeah, it
St. Louis
was.
Colors showed that game.
The Nooch.
I like to take shots at St. Louis whenever I can.
We know.
But you know, listen, for any the thing that bothers me, and it's the same thing that bothers me about St. Louis Cardinal fans calling themselves the best fans in baseball, they're not. And anyone who says that they're an XFL fan and F the NFL, or they've always been an XFL fan and they've never watched the NFL, they're lying out their ass. Because all of us grew up watching the NFL. You don't become a football fan without watching the NFL. Anyone who says they did, they're lying. So stop with the NFL hate St. Louis and, you know, other people because it's all bullshit. Listen, the Rams are long gone. They're not coming back. St. Louis will never get another professional NFL team. Never, ever, ever, ever. Even if they're giving them out for free, St. Louis ain't getting one.
Nope.
Get over it. Suck it up. Be grateful for the minor league team that you have.
You did that. All right. I see why you did that. I hate you. I hate you so much.
And,
I hate you so
But no,
much.
you got to admit, good doctor, here, like this, like what Jackie says right here. She goes, I beg to differ. I found my love for football again because of the XFL.
but she loved football before because of the NFL. That's my point. These people who act like, oh, I've never watched the NFL yet. I'm a football fan. Bullshit. How do you become a football fan? From the NFL. You're certainly not becoming a fan by watching the Missouri Tigers, I'll tell you that.
That's true.
Or the
That is
Illinois
true.
Fighting Illini, the way they've been the last few years, except for last year. So
Right, yeah.
be honest. It's like it's cool to hate what's popular. It's like right now, it's cool to hate on Kansas City because they're the best. It's the greatness hate.
Well, no, hold on. I only hate on Kansas City because of Andy Reid, because he looks like a bloody tampon.
But no, I see what
That's the
I mean.
only
I get
reason.
where you're coming from with that. But the thing is, it's similar like with the Patriots, with the New England
Sure.
Patriots. It's
And
exactly
the
how
Chiefs
that-
are
how
the new
that works.
Patriots. The Chiefs are the new Patriots. There's,
Oh, stop
there's no
it.
doubt about it.
Oh,
It's
It's true.
true. It's
They're-
true.
They're
I,
adopting the
much I hate to
Patriot
even admit
way.
that. It's true.
Any NFL team that's smart would emulate that Patriots team that had that run.
I mean,
Because
that's true.
what they do, they invested their money in a great Hall of Fame quarterback, hence what Kansas City's doing.
hmm
They had one star player on offense, a tight end, Rob Gronkowski. You know, you got Travis Kelce, and then you surround him with slightly above average, good team players that buy into your system.
Yep.
It's the perfect scenario to build a dynasty. And any team that doesn't follow that, they're fools. Like the New York Jets right now, they're fools. They're throwing a stone into a well and hoping that they catch thunder, which, hey, they might for 1 year. They might. I'll give them that. They might for 1 year, but they're going to be right back to being basement dwellers, like a lot of the fans probably that watch this show.
Oh. Right, they sure ain't doing it because of you being on it.
You like how he threw Arlington? I wonder who he took a shot there at.
I know who he's taking shots at.
Hey, I'm in the basement, so I'm taking a shot at myself.
Right, but no, okay, but you have to admit, good doctor, because we have talked about it. We've talked about the XFL, and not so much the USFL, because you watch a few of those games and you're like, I couldn't even make it through it because there was no
I don't
fans.
even watch them.
Right, because that was hard. It was hard
That's
without the fans in the arena to watch it. But you have to admit that the XFL is good for some of these players who are right at the cusp of wanting to make it. And that, like Arlington has said before, they don't really need to compete with the NFL because they're in the spring.
Right.
And it's like Jared says right here, because it is a
for
little.
The fan. This is for the fan, yeah.
Right. This is from a fan. It says you get way more value for your money with the XFL.
It depends what you're looking to get out of that.
Okay.
Like, as a Chiefs season ticket holder for years, I got no problem forking over big money to go to a game. I feel like I get a lot out of my money for that. Now, I've been to games in other stadiums where I'm like, man, this place sucks. Who would want to come here to watch a game?
Like I went and watched a game in Kauffman Stadium, and I was like, why did I come to this dump? This is a terrible stadium. Kaufman Stadium. And I went to Arrowhead and watched the game. I was like,
you know what?
God, this is a terrible stadium too.
It's to each their own at the end of the day. And
right,
but the thing that really irritates me is all these so-called XFL fans shitting on the NFL because they wouldn't. It's like you shitting on Hogan. You wouldn't be a wrestling fan if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. Because I liked Ric Flair before I liked Hulk Hogan.
Okay, fine. But now you shit on Ric Flair.
Well, listen, Ric Flair is a douchebag. I mean, come on, dude. You don't trap a woman
I'm about to say, no, good doctor.
In helicopter, your penis had a woman.
Are you serious,
come on.
Dude? You know that yourself.
Is this what she really just said? Minnesota was ranked the number one stadium.
In what world?
She has lost her mind.
Well, anyway,
I don't know. I'd love to go there and find out. I tell you that. I mean,
yeah,
our teams play each other this year. I'd love to go there and find out. And I feel bad for the Vikings because they got an ass kicking coming.
This is good doctor right here.
NFL crap on the XFL.
You do that. You did do that. Don't act like you did. But I know some personally. And then when they actually seen the XFL, they were like, you know what? It ain't as bad as everybody perceived it. And it wasn't. And for it to be what it was this past year, it was better. The gameplay was better than everybody expected. Everybody thought it was going to be a crap fest, kind of like what it was back in 2020 at the beginning. And everybody was on the same level. And everybody kind of by week 3, 4, 5, everything started looking way better than it did before. And so I'm like, the XFL, quiet as kept, is here to stay. It ain't going nowhere. But that's why, again, I'm going to feel this way until the XFL hopefully forgives if they don't fold. But if they do fold, they're always going to be its own entity and shouldn't even have to deal with NFL money. But that's what the NFL coming in and wanted to take some of that stuff.
She's right.
The whole thing was kickoff.
She's right. U.S. Bank is ranked number 1. Number 2 is SoFi Stadium.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But I can't blame the NFL people for supposedly crapping on the XFL early on because look at what they were going off of from the McMahon, league years ago, and then even 2020. Can you blame them for looking at it skeptically? I mean, maybe you guys know how many players from the McMahon original XFL actually made it to the NFL. Do we know? One.
If you're trying to go about years ago, that actually had a success.
Would have been Maddox, Tommy Maddox.
and I know there have been others that have had some success that you don't really hear about, but the one person that instantly jumps out is Tommy Maddox.
Yeah. Okay, Tommy Maddox.
Cortez, when he played with the I think it was the 49ers, and he was with the LA team along with
Did Maddox win a Super Bowl? Did Maddox win a Super Bowl?
But yeah, as a backup.
Yeah. With the Steelers, right?
Yeah.
Listen, and this is the thing that irritates the hell out of me, Arlington, and you know what? As much as it's COVID killed 2020.
It did. It did. No, you can't.
But Arlington, we knew a lot of other things that were going on too in 2020.
But
don't we?
I will tell you this. I was in the press box both years, and that 2020 St. Louis crowd, to me, was a hell of a lot better than the crowd this year.
Well, the reason you can say that is this, and this is my belief on it. Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go to his point. The reason he can say that is because in 2020 there was a missing piece of St. Louis that was missing football, and so that year, I understand why he's saying that. Is because, and remember, they capped. Now imagine if they did not cap like they did this past season. If they didn't cap, it would have got louder.
Yeah,
Remember, we sat there.
We sat there all into week 1. You turn away 20,000 fans at the door.
Exactly. When you have
week
to
2, you turn away 15. Now, I say this, Arlington, because we know a lot of stuff in 2020, and now we could say it. 2020 would have been the only season for the XFL because they had no money. That would have been it. It would have only been one season. So be glad COVID came, people, because it saved the XFL.
I disagree with that. The
only Arlington, you know they
would have broke even.
Yeah, but you know the truth. You know the truth. You know what Vince was saying. That if Vince didn't make money in 2020, he wasn't going to come back for the second season.
He was going to break even.
Yep, he wasn't going to come back because he already knew he was in trouble because of the sexual allegations and all that bullshit. So you guys better be getting on your knees and praying to the virus gods that COVID destroyed the XFL 2.0. Be praying to those gods that it happened because the XFL would have been done and gone. We wouldn't even still be sitting here 4 years later talking about the XFL.
You talking about those allegations that also
using, and that was all happening during all that time.
Yeah, the other money.
You know, Arlington, we know that. We just couldn't talk about it. We just couldn't talk about it.
I think that there's a lot of room for improvement.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But back to the 2020 crowd.
Yeah.
Compared to the 2023 crowd.
Mm-hmm.
The 2020 crowd was this right here. It was all about sticking it to Kroenke. Kroenke didn't care. Kroenke took an $800 million franchise and turned it into $2 billion. He don't care about the people here in St. Louis.
But again, it was an organic feel in 2020.
No,
there was something special about those games at the Dome in 2020 that
it was this right here
did not have. And it wasn't just Kroenke though.
You're right. I mean, me and Arlington were in the forefront of it, and there was something organic about it. There really was. You know what I mean?
Real talk. Being at I know they need to do it again. They really need to bring back the happy hours, and I mean that's all over the league.
Yeah.
When they did it in St. Louis back in 2020, I mean the time that we was dirty, Will, they were all at the post. Derek, these guys, they were all sitting around. Hey, and it was big crowds coming in. Then we had the big crowds. Where was that at? The beer garden.
Right, here you go.
Beer garden.
Here's a good one. A bigger headline. I want to ask you guys this. Would 60 players from the XFL to the NFL or 40 players from the USFL to the NFL, 2 spring leagues have enough people to form 2 NFL caliber teams?
No.
You don't think so?
You know what? I don't know. And I know I made the argument of that, hidden gems are found in these spring leagues and stuff. If you let's say you put a team of the 2 champions, Renegades and the Birmingham Stallions and put some of those players together. Who is going to be on that roster to say, hey, we can compete against some of these NFL teams? And then let's say you take away with the DC Defenders and I need another
Sea Dragons.
The Pittsburgh team that made the championship. Okay. And you put them together. And you start saying, all right, y'all two go against those guys and see if, you know, how well y'all could do within the season. I think depending on who's the coach and the system, because that's where everything gonna come from.
Especially in the NFL.
Exactly. If they believe in that system, they could potentially win some games. You never know. Because what they say, it's any given Sunday. You don't know how it's going to turn out. So they could probably play against the rest of the league. You never know. But that's
they might be good enough to beat the Houston Texans. Maybe beat the Houston Texans 4 out of 10 times.
I catch you being funny.
Oh, hey, here it is. I can't stand this argument. Alabama Tide players need to the NFL. No,
they don't.
No,
they don't.
These people who think, let me. I've been around enough college teams, enough pro teams in my life to tell you there is no. You can take the Georgia Bulldogs champion. I think they won national title last year, right?
Yeah, they did.
Bulldogs. Take that team. They would not even hang with an NFL team for a half.
You got to understand that's 18 to 21, 22, 23 years of age. And you're going against grown
ass men.
And they're going to and I remember having this argument with a friend of mine about the potential of 18 and 19-year-olds jumping ship.
Stupid.
You know what I mean? And then they getting this NIL money.
No, the Miami Hurricanes in 01 couldn't do it either.
No.
Even though they had a bunch of murderers
that would hang with an NFL team. I don't care if it's the 0-17 Buccaneers from years ago. The size of the men alone would be the difference. Because you got to remember, these college teams, they don't have NFL caliber players at every single position, not even Alabama.
Right.
I mean, even if Alabama's lucky, they might, send 15 players to the NFL off of 50-player roster, if they're lucky.
70, 80 players and stuff.
Yeah.
So the percentage is really small. I get what you're saying.
You know, you got kids out there playing, defensive back who are 5'10", 230, 5'10", 180, going against an NFL player who's 6'4", 230, who can run a 4.2 40. They don't have a prayer, and it's never going to change. I mean, that's just
college players can't at that level. That argument's stupid.
And you're learning.
But now, good doctor, you have to admit this. You have to admit this about the XFL, right? You got to admit that their extra point thing was very interesting and made the game a little more exciting.
I like the kickoff.
The kickoff was great too, but you got to admit there were little things
in the next 3 years.
Yeah, you got to admit there were little things in the XFL that the NFL could put into place to make the game a little more exciting for the fans.
Let me ask you this. Would you think that the NFL would even try to experiment that extra point?
No.
Never?
No.
I don't think so either, but it would be exciting.
I'm glad that you said that.
Look, as much as I hate – hold on. As much as I hate Patrick Mahomes, can you imagine Patrick Mahomes being able to do – that extra point system in the XFL? The crazy shit he would come up with.
He would go for 3 every time.
Right. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joey. Can you imagine if those guys? Can you imagine what it would be like watching those guys go for that?
3 points all the time, man. A lot of them would take. There'd be a lot of 3-point attempts in the league.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, hey, do it in the Pro Bowl.
Oh,
you're gonna do the Pro Bowl. Do it that way. I'd be fine with that.
Right here.
Well, since they are changing up the games anyway,
doing Globetrotter moves in the XFL.
It would make it more of a entertainment. Yeah.
The kickoff rule I like with with the increase in the awareness of player safety. Listen, the NFL is going to have to do something about kickoffs to protect the players better and make the game more exciting, because listen, have a team kick off from the 35-yard line and make it a touchback every down. That's doing nothing for ratings.
No.
People want to see a kick return, and I get it. I want to see a kick return too, but I also don't want to see these guys getting laid out on the field and hauled out on a stretcher. So something's got to be done. I mean, and I know you got your old school guys who are like, oh, back in my day, these guys didn't even wear real helmets. They were wearing leather helmets. Well, back in your day, the players weren't 330 pounds running, 4.240s and, all that stuff. So you can drop that argument right there.
Yeah, you didn't have the Jim Browns and stuff. I get it.
And they played on grass too. Now they play on turf. That's where most of the concussions happen, honestly, is when that helmet hits the turf. It knocks them out. So there's a big difference right there. And the guys that argue about the quarterbacks are treated like, way different than, which I agree they are. But I bet if you talk to any old school quarterback from back in the day, he'd love to be treated the way these guys are now. He wouldn't argue about it.
No. Exactly.
Every era has its own little thing, and now with the XFL coming in, listen, I'm not going to hate on it. I watch it. There's been some games I think, ooh, man, I don't know, but
good doctor. I'll say this: weeks 14, 15, 16, 17 of the NFL season. Some of the worst football I've ever seen.
I disagree with you.
No,
you can't say the entire week is a waste, because it's not. You got some.
All right, here's what I can say with the XFL. Overall, season-wide, 80% of all games were won by 9 points or less. 80% of the games.
Sure.
That's exciting.
Okay, yeah.
But so is the NFL, though, depending on what team you are.
I mean,
come on, man. You got to deal with 30
touchdown or less.
What?
Kansas City won the majority of their games by a touchdown or less last season.
Yeah, don't even get me started. Kansas City's an overrated team.
Man, come on.
They can barely win a game. You're right. They are the new Patriots. Patrick Mahomes relies on his kicker more than he relies on his arm, like Tom Brady relied on Vinatieri. Like Vinatieri. This is the X-Fan Show. I'm fat and I'm hungry and I'm going to eat.
He's so dumb. Good doctor, thanks, man, for coming through and stopping by for a bit, man, and appreciate it. You already know.
Doctor, let me know. So we're at 5:30 on Thursday.
Thursday night sounds good to me, man.
All right, send me the link then.
All right, go Chiefs.
All right, bro. Later. Alex, get us out of here. I'm hungry and I'm fat.
Oh, God. Thank you. Hey, folks, thanks for everybody tuning in. I know we've had a spirited conversation this evening. Hey, you know what? I'll remove you myself. See you. Go eat. That's dirty, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for everybody for tuning in to this edition of the X-Fan Show. Make sure that you tune in again on Thursday night. We'll be back at it again at 7 o'clock. Make sure you listen tomorrow to watch tomorrow for B-Hawk Live at 8 p.m. right here on Facebook and YouTube. And make sure you go follow us, X-Fan Show and X-Fan Legion. We are there. All right. So for just a little while, this is the A-Train signing off. We'll catch you again for another edition of the X-Fan Show. Hey, make sure you tune in to all of our shows all over the Legion Network, baby. See y'all.